maybe to kind of like wrap it up and finish it on the Scottish game, I think a lot of teams are obviously, in particular, not been feared of the Old Firm and have started to go at them. And then, everyone kind of taking points off of them is giving like confidence into everyone else. And you see a lot of teams that are kind of coming at it with just less fear week in, week out. And like you said, the level is just, it's not as, I don't know, it's just not as slow this year. So it's just like something just happened this season where like everything's just kind of like come all meshed together at one perfect time. Celtic and Rangers have been off it. McGlynn's come in and everyone's taking, McInnes and, obviously Aberdeen kind of had with a little taste of last year, and then the Motherwell manager and like you said, David Gray and Hibs, like everything in the last couple of years seems to have meshed into this season that's like really kind of got a lot of people excited about it. And yeah, but it's a fickle game.
It really,
next season,
really
look, and I think a lot of people need to understand that next season, Rangers and Celtic one of them might still win the league, probably will still win the league.
Yeah.
And might do it quite comfortable, but it's not the point. It's Hearts have shown this season, if you're a little bit clever and you're a little bit on the ball, and Motherwell have shown if you get the good manager and Falkirk, like you can make things happen in Scottish football. And for me, for too long, it's been a bit asleep and allowing the two at the top, which is fair enough because of the resources they've had. I get it. Just to kind of go, and then it's kind of been like, right, let's see who can get third. And I used to think that a lot about Hearts, and I think Aberdeen have had a couple of cycles of that. It's like, at some point, you're going to get bored and complacent. Yeah. And then you see Hearts and Aberdeen and Hibs, and all of a sudden you're like, fucking hell, they're in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
But they came third for 3 years in a row, and it's like, I know, but where'd you go from there?
Yeah, there's no, like, it's all good finishing third that few seasson that, but there's no, like, if you just keep, like, third, it probably isn't the kind of way you want to be now, because obviously coefficients kind of, we're as much as this season brilliant, as a league, we probably went backwards because of the fact that the coefficient isn't good. I think there's only 4 teams now that get Europe in this league, and,
of course,
and it used to be 5. Obviously, the league, at an aspect, it has went backwards, but also, like, bringing eyes in the game, it's went forwards. Like,
I agree with that. It's a great way to put it, actually. Yeah. So in a way, it's maybe gone a step back, like European wise, and like the stature of that. But it's also kind of gone forwards with how it's gone. I agree with that. And again, just to kind of come full circle on how we started at the beginning of it, is like, I think it's a chance for the league to take advantage and like try and use itself and just build the league up and like make it become like a stepping stone. Like you can make it an exciting league, and like not everyone's gonna have. You have to accept like the Premier League's blowing everyone away with the money.
Yeah,
the league of always.
You're not gonna probably equal the money.
You're not, mate. You're not.
Yeah,
and do you even want, like, this is my thought process with it, right? Do you even want the league to go that way? Because I think, as I said too, I think you're seeing now the money and everything's been great for the Premier League, and the weaker like Spurs are down at the bottom and Nottingham Forest are now in a Europa League semi-final. So like the in terms of the strength of it, it's good, but it's losing its soul. It's losing its soul, and a lot of people are feeling that way. I think there's also too many games as well, like that you can watch sometimes. Yeah. Like, I love football to death, mate, but there's times where I'm like, fucking, I was about 5 games on telly today. Do you know what I mean? Like 12:30, 5:30, 8 o'clock, and then you've got like Sunday, you've got them all. Then you've got Monday Night Football, and then you've got Champions League Tuesday. And like, it's great, but there's also a point where you're like, if you watch something too much, it almost just like gets boring. But I do feel like it's a good time for Scotland to really just like push forward with it. Do I think the league and everything will do it? I don't know. They seem a bit old school as well, like Rand, but we'll see what happens with it, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.